not to play with it while I'm driving. Okay, let's drive. Hello, television audience. I'll take this off so I don't look so unsightly. Even though my glasses are also dirty. Okay, turning on to the interstate. It is I don't know, what way to date, I guess. Okay, the car's coming. It's a good test. The clamp looks like it's working well, which is good. It's also weird to have a camera right in front of where I'm trying to look. Oh well. Well, might as well practice while I'm driving. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Hi. Hello. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? Taco Bell. Alright everyone, we're on a journey today. An epic journey. A journey that will shatter the bounds of time. But adventure for all adventurers. It's gonna be dope. Super dope. Dope-a-rope. Dope-a-dope. Okay. Welcome to Grant. It's a pretty place, you know. There are people here. It has wondrous places like Walgreens and the Super Buffet. And also a couple of, you know, places to stay the night, which is always nice. Ooh, it's some bright sunlight. Alright, we're going to try this with that Jugal, so let's see how that turns out for us. Alright, there we go. It's actually a pretty cool place. It's right up here in the northeastern part of the state, right over by Gallup. We just left Grant, which is probably one of the biggest, the closest decent-sized towns to it. There's actually an ice cave nearby, the land of ice and fire. El Mapes. I think is how you call it. National landmark is also over here. If you're looking for something cool as well, there is a place called Chaco Canyon, just about hour and a half, 2 hours north of here. But it's a bit of a journey, but at the same time, it's very well worth it. It is, I think it's the largest ruins, native ruins found here in North America. So it's pretty cool. Definitely worth the look-see. No, not in North America. There's lots of stuff in Mexico, but up here in America, you know. All right, well, we're gonna cut that. That signal for start over again. Hey everybody! We're gonna take a quick break from our regularly scheduled class, and we're gonna go on a field trip. This time we're going all the way up to the northeastern part of the state to find out what national monuments are all about, Charlie Brown. Yes, we are going up to a wondrous place called El Morro. You may recognize it as one of the campsite names up at camp, but it is actually a super cool national landmark. And for those of you who are familiar with the requirements of this badge, we need to go out there and we need to find out a little bit about our history by going to one of these cool national monuments, landmarks. They're part of the National Landmark Registry. I think this is a national monument. Cool part about this area of the state, there are actually 3 national monuments right over here, pretty close to each other, and I would recommend going to all of them. Just barely past down to the south of us, El Mapes, I think it's how you say it. Pretty cool place. Cool parts about that, I don't know if you guys can see outside the car very well, but there's lots of volcanic rock around here, tons of it. And so there's lots of volcanic tubes, there's some caves over there. Lots of really cool things to go and see. So if you want to go and check that out, highly recommend it. It's going to be over in Grant, New Mexico, just right outside of it. That's going to be a little bit south of where we're going to be at. It's about 20-30 minutes south of El Morro, where we are going. If you're also looking for some really cool adventure, there's another national monument about an hour and a half north of here called Chaco Canyon. Chaco Canyon is awesome because it's a city. It's a native city. Really, really cool. It's huge. There's a bunch of different settlements inside this canyon. But the cool part about it is, I don't know how many ruins that you've been to before, but a lot of times they're either kind of very remote and there's not much to see, or you're going to be with somebody and there's going to be a guide with you the entire time. Cool thing about Chaco Canyon is you kind of get to pick and choose where you want to go. And so if you want to go out and you want to just wander around, you want to go see this area, you want to go see this area, totally cool. But you don't have to have a park ranger watching over your shoulder the whole time like you would at Mesa Verde. So that's one of the things I like about it a lot. Anyway, commercials aside, El Morro, super cool place. I think you guys are going to dig it. So the cool thing about El Morro, and I'll show you guys when I get there. We're just about to get there in just a little bit. Right now we're driving through Grant, coming up on Gallup. But we're going to get there in just a bit, so I just want to tell you guys a little bit about how cool this place is. So the really big deal about El Morro is El Morro, I think it translates to the bluff. So it's just a big bluff that's kind of sitting out in the middle of nowhere. But the cool thing is it's a source of water. So a lot of people who are traveling through this area, this is one of the big places to get water. There's always a nice big pool, and I'll show you guys the pool. It's really cool to be able to stop here. And so because of that, this place has got some rich history. We've got some native petroglyphs. We've got some name carvings from conquistadors who came in. We've got big wagon trains that came through here because this is a good stop. And so they all stopped here and they all left their mark on the side of this cool area. So very cool to see. It's very rich in history, and so I think you guys are really going to like it. Definitely going to be something very well worth your time, I think. I'm really excited to go. Did a little bit of research for this, and the more I've looked into it, the more excited I am about it all. So it's going to be a really cool thing. So let's check it out. I'm just going to keep talking for a minute because I don't want to reach over to click stop. I'm just going to keep talking about some of my experiences in this area. So I have been to Chaco Canyon before, and that's the reason why I'm able to talk it up so well. Grew up hearing stories from my dad who went there with one of his friends, and I think he told me the story of how he ran out of water and they found a puddle in the middle of the canyon and ended up just drinking out of it and got some super crazy giardia and had to find their way out. So that was a lot of fun for them. So when I went, I was hyper paranoid and I had 4 or 5 water bottles, which made sense actually, because I went in August, I think, and so it was still hot. New Mexico gets pretty warm, especially if you don't go during the morning. It's one of those things that you want to make sure that if you're going to go to a place without shade in New Mexico, good rule of thumb is always to bring lots of water. Make sure you bring in stuff to protect you from the sun. I definitely did not do that, and I got there at about noon, which was a very bad life choice for me. It was a beautiful area, but I was also roasting in the sun, and so it was especially as I got further on, the first of my hike, it was great. It was really good. I decided to head up to the top of one of the bluffs over there, one of the mesas, where there were some more cool ruins, which I actually liked a little bit more almost than the big city parts. So I went up there. But yeah, like as the time went by, like it got hotter and hotter, and like when I climbed down the bluff and I was like, okay, well I gotta see the rest of the canyon. I mean, I'm here. There's a good big loop around the whole place, and so I was like, okay, I gotta do this. I gotta go see everything. You know, I gotta Chaco the crap out of Chaco. And the moment I hit down to the bottom, I think like somebody like turned up the temperature. Like it was crazy. Like I felt like I was like one of those I don't know, like some kind of sewer dweller, and I was just running from shade to shade, just like creeping away from the darkness, like a vampire, like the Chaco vampire. That was me. Also, that's a really bad accent, I understand, but you know, that's how we Chaco vampires roll. We have really bad accents that are probably offensive to people who actually have that accent. It's one of our trademarks, you know, but it was a fun trip. Definitely would highly recommend it, especially if you're going during some of the lower times during the seasons. You know, during the summer you're going to get a lot more tourists there. They're open, well, at least they said they were open last time I was there, every day except for Christmas. So, a lot of good times. Right now, for me, it's December, and so I'm doing a lot more exploring right now. There's a lot less people, which is kind of nice. You know, and also it's not hot. I don't have to worry about ever baking to death. I do need to make sure I bring water and, you know, extra jackets and stuff. But being New Mexico, it gets cold, but not that bad. Just make sure you bring an extra jacket in case it gets real cold. The other day I was down at Guadalupe Mountains, and you know, I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm just gonna go on like a mile or two hike. I just really want to, like, you know, say I've been here because this doesn't look that cool. So, you know, I'll do a little bit of a hike and I'll come back. And you know, the hike kept being pretty decent. So, and as I went further into the canyon there, it became cooler and cooler. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna keep going. Ended up going, I think, 6.8 miles. Not even the full trail. I think the full all the way down is like 14 miles. No, not that far. It was like 12 miles or 10 miles, something like that. It was a bit more of a distance. Kind of wish I'd done it, but anyway, so I didn't bring anything with me. It was got a little cold. There was some cold bursts, and I just had a windbreaker and a single water bottle. And that was kind of my big thing. I was like, okay, A, I'm starting to get kind of cold, and B, also I did not bring any supplies. So like I have none of my granola bars, none of my water bottles. I left them all in the car because I was like, I'm not gonna do this, blah blah blah. So the point of the story is make sure you're prepared, especially for your exploring nature if you have one like I do. That's my problem when I go hiking. Like, I like to just see what's around the next bend, and then I was like, well, what about the next bend? I bet the next bend is dope. And then I was like, okay, well, I want to see what's around there, and then we'll stop. And then it never stops. It's good times. Yeah, so that's something you gotta watch out for sure. Yep. So there you go. There's some tangents about some of my explorations recently, and I'm really excited to see El Morro today, and I think you guys are really going to dig it. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, so let's keep going. I'm going to try to turn this camera off whilst I'm driving, so we'll see how that works.